The project I chose for this, my final Coetail course, was a Year 8 unit called Reluctant Revolutionary. This is a semester-long project and is centred on the life of Martin Luther, the Reformation, with some elements of the Renaissance. There are a number of reasons why I chose this particular unit. Firstly, Year 8 is an on-board class and would give me greater freedom to experiment with tech tools and pedagogy. Secondly, as I had developed the unit using the UBD model in an earlier Coetail course, it offered a great opportunity to evolve the unit further using my new skills. Finally, I felt really confident that the activities in the unit would lend themselves to student-centred learning. The goals for this unit are taken from the UK National Curriculum. These are: number 1, to encourage an understanding of the diverse experiences, ideas, beliefs and attitudes of people from the past. Number 2, to analyse the causes and consequences of the Reformation. Number 3, to consider the significance of Martin Luther and how he shaped the world. And finally, number 4, to understand how and why historians form different interpretations of the same events. The net standards included the use of technology to enhance learning, increase productivity and promote creativity. Secondly, the use of technology to collaborate in constructing creative works. And finally, the use of technology to locate and evaluate a range of sources. So here are some of my Year 8 students being creative.
Some person being surprised that the 95 thesis representation. And reaction with his peers. Luther's friends, when they got to know that he was being a heretic, since they were mostly monks, he kind of lost a lot of friends. And people,
his superior, Johann von Stoppert, tried to comfort him, saying just to stop worrying and love God. That didn't work, and his poor soul. So instead,
salvation is a gift of God's grace, received by faith alone. It was this that led him openly questioning.
And I'll become a monk. The storm subsided, and he was saved. The decision to become a monk was a difficult one, and greatly disappointed by his father.
But his friend persuaded him. While Luther was studying Bible in Latin, Greek, and Hebrew, he discovered a revelation. He discovered that to receive salvation, you just have to put out your empty hands and receive the Spirit God wanted you to receive. Luther started to believe that you don't need the institution of the church, you don't need the intercession of the priests, you don't need great papal ceremonies to get to heaven. He believed that this religion was not about you and the church, but about you and God.
To achieve the goals and standards, I decided to front-load the whole unit and all the resources that went with it, which included links, videos and learning materials, onto Moodle, which is the school's learning platform. This meant there was open access for students at any time and any place, and it also allowed me to share the whole topic with the rest of the teachers in the school. However, the main objective for front-loading was really to flip the classroom, which is actually not as easy as it may sound. So, did I really redefine the use of technology? Interesting. Well, whilst some may argue that Moodle is a content repository and asking students to use it at home is no different to asking students to read a textbook, I see at least two important differences. The first is its versatility in offering multimedia content, and the second is its potential in promoting student collaboration outside the classroom. The tech tools which I used in class were really nothing out of the ordinary, but in a school where laptops are booked prior to the lesson and may not always be guaranteed, they did actually prove novel and exciting to the students. In some cases there was definitely transformative use of technology, for example Moodle, but in others the role of technology was actually secondary to the overall strategy of flipping the classroom. Here are some reactions to Dippity used at the beginning of the unit. What do you do?
I'm putting the dates for the first thermometer by Galileo.
Vida, what are you doing?
I'm just arranging the dates.
You're putting the dates in order, and then what are you going to do?
I'm going to match the events with the dates, basically
Okay.
on the net.
Okay. Do you have a device that you can do your research on?
And it's very fun.
Do you not normally research? Is that something that you don't really do?
No, but we don't research this much.
So why is the research necessary? How am I forcing you to do the research?
Because we can't. There are no books in this room, so we can't do it with books, and we're not that smart that we know every single day.
How difficult would this activity be before computers were invented?
Pretty tough. I mean, we're just going to have to go through like sources.
It would be impossible if we didn't have books to learn.
So you have to remember half of the stuff.
So would it take weeks, months maybe?
Yeah, maybe months.
And how would you construct the timeline if you didn't have the interactive timeline?
We'd probably have to like draw it.
Yeah, we drew it.
So that's not how a timeline looks.
Yeah, but it's a page.
So do you prefer drawing your own timeline or using
I think at the end it's actually faster if you draw it. Like if you do it like this, it's faster, I find.
what if you find that you haven't left enough space between the years and you've got lots of letters to add? What happens then?
Then you have a problem.
Yeah, then it's all like stuck together.
So what does this interactive timeline do?
Google Docs, Atlas and Moodle all helped me share various elements of this unit, such as the UBD, the assignments and other multimedia stimulus. Sharing the YouTube links helped to share students' work with all stakeholders. However, it was actually the creation and the publication of this production that actually showcased the whole thing with the rationale and the potential. Okay, so what happens next? I'm going to take full advantage of the opportunities that flipping the classroom can offer. Clearly there will be lots of trial and error ahead, but the potential is enormous. Take for example the endless lessons taken up watching each other's Petracuchas. The next time we create presentations, students will produce first, then record and then publish their efforts so that others can peer mark their creations. It's kind of in the same manner that we are doing for this actual Coetail project. Year 8 felt so good about their experiences and their learning in this particular unit that they led an initiative for a cross-phase speed geeking exercise with Year 6, and here's what happened.
It all came to a decline. They weren't kicked out. They were all slowly.
They asked you any questions you can't answer yet?
Not exactly.
No?
No.
Okay, well, let's take a little louder. Okay, so does anybody know what a peninsula is? Yeah? You electromagnetic is like shadows and monkeys. Da Vinci even stepped into the graveyard and stole corpses of old people and died.
riches and rich king. And Coetail was just left town, where he was at 15 and had a really young age.